For many retirees, downsizing does make financial and practical sense, writes Sandra Block in a recent column in Kiplinger's. And at a time when homeowners age 62 and older have over $12 trillion in home equity, downsizing offers a way to free up some of that equity for other purposes, such as shoring up for retirement accounts or saving for long-term care, she writes. And indeed, downsizing, or right-sizing as some call it, has become somewhat of a rite of passage in our older years. Block gives this example. For retirees, Fred and Shelby Blivens, selling their home in Green Valley, Arizona will enable them to realize their dream of traveling in retirement. The Blivens have put their 2,050 square foot Arizona home on the market, and now they plan to relocate to their 1,600 square foot summer condo in Fish Creek, Wisconsin. That's a small community about 50 miles from Green Bay. With help from Chris Troseth, a certified financial planner in Plano, Texas, the Bivenses now plan to invest the proceeds from the sale of their home into a low-risk portfolio. Now, once they are done traveling and ready to settle down, they do intend to use the money to buy a smaller home in Arizona. Selling their primary home will generate significant funds that can be reinvested to support their lifestyle now and in the future, said Troseth. Now, downsizing for that couple will be positive on many fronts, but is downsizing still attractive? For many, it's not, with 30-year mortgage rates that recently touched 8%. More than 80% of consumers that were surveyed in September by housing finance giant Fannie Mae said they believe this is a bad time to buy a home, and they cited mortgage rates as the top reason for their pessimism. This indicates to us that many homeowners are probably not eager to give up their locked-in lower mortgage rates anytime soon, said Fannie Mae in a statement. And as a result, buyers are competing for a limited stock of inventory, says Hannah Jones, senior economic research analyst from Realtor.com. Retirees will also have the ability to cast a wider net than younger buyers, whose choice of homes is often dictated by their jobs or a desire to live in a well-rated school district. And while the U.S. median home price has soared more than 40% since the beginning of the pandemic, prices have risen much slower in parts of the Northeast and especially the Midwest, and that gives older home buyers increased flexibility. Now, if you opt to age in place, you can tap into your home equity with a line of credit or a home equity loan or a reverse mortgage. And at a time with interest rates on home equity lines of credit averaging around 9%, a reverse mortgage may be more attractive for many retirees. Reverse mortgage professionals often tout specialization as what differentiates us from the traditional or forward mortgage originator, writes Reverse Mortgage Daily's Chris Clow in a recent column. It helps us to build trust with the older clientele, and it also lends itself to a more consultative approach versus a transactional approach that many in reverse lending feel that traditional mortgages are. Now, there is also a competing truth. The traditional forward mortgage business, without any age-based restrictions and also serving a wide variety of people in different stages of life, is actually far more prevalent in terms of business and visibility when you compare it to the reverse mortgage. And of course, that is so true. Now, that naturally leads companies to explore some sort of referral relationship with forward mortgage professionals, or in some instances, to add a reverse mortgage to their product offering, especially for those that are already originating traditional or forward mortgages. Now, whether that's a good idea or not has been an ongoing debate within our industry for many years. Finance of America is embracing the integration of traditional mortgage professionals into reverse mortgage lending. Our goal has always been to grow the overall market and educate more people about the benefits of home equity, said Jonathan Scarpati in his comments to Reverse Mortgage Daily. Finance of America has long been the leader in wholesale because we work hard to connect with mortgage originators, make them familiar with our products, and explain what sets our offerings apart. Scarpati did note the importance of not overlooking the specialization that's inherent in reverse mortgage lending, adding, "It's also important to remember that reverse mortgages are a specialized type of financing that does require extensive knowledge and resources. The processes and the systems are different, so it's not like a forward shop can just immediately switch over and begin to sell reverse mortgages overnight." FAR actively assists their forward mortgage partners who are looking to expand their offerings to include reverse mortgages. That would be the HECM and also proprietary products. And FAR can now accommodate partners that are seeking either home equity conversion mortgage products or their proprietary suite, such as the Home Safe, said Scarpati. FAR is actively assisting forward mortgage partners who are looking to expand their product offerings, and that does include reverse mortgages of both types, HECMs and proprietary, and then they can accommodate them with the training that's necessary for HECM origination or proprietary loans, such as FAR's Home Safe product, said Scarpati. Longbridge Financial is another company that is looking to expand its influence and engagement with traditional or forward mortgage originators who want to do reverse mortgages. They have a dedicated partner program that is designed to make that transition easier, called Reverse Made Easy. That program was introduced in mid-2020, and it allows brokers who are interested in reverse mortgages but have little or no familiarity with the loan or its processes to incorporate the loan into their operations. Now, that has led to a split in the wholesale team, which, by the way, has helped maintain both the dedicated specialties and working to broaden their reverse mortgage accessibility to those that are unfamiliar with the loan. Our wholesale division for the last 4 years has been separated into 2 sales teams, said Adrian Prieto, Senior Vice President of Wholesale at Longbridge. And it's worked out really well. It's provided us a lot of focus. Then there's Harlan Nicola, the National Reverse Mortgage Director for Movement Mortgage. And Nicola noted this: recent industry ads went out stating, "We will teach your forward people to be excellent reverse mortgage people." But that's not efficient in today's challenging reverse mortgage market. We tried to do it at some previous places, but the thing that we know works is when a retirement mortgage professional, as we refer to them here at Movement, handles the loan details and the forward people kindle the relationship. Now, those forward mortgage professionals simply turn over the client to the dedicated reverse team at Movement, and then they will work directly with the homeowner and take the loan further through the process and conversation, said Acola. And in our final segment for this week, Jennifer Malinsky, she's the Program Director of Housing and Aging Society Program at Harvard University's Joint Center for Housing Studies, a name that many of you are familiar with, shed some light on the benefits and the risks of tapping into home equity in retirement, and that was done in an interview with Next Avenue. Now, she notes that Americans are very hesitant to tap into their home's equity, something that you know well as a reverse mortgage originators, and that's for a variety of reasons, including leaving it in reserve to protect against an unforeseen economic shock or to leave to an heir. But what does constitute an emergency, asked Malinsky. If you could use your home equity to make your life better, to purchase hearing aids, for example, maybe that's a good investment. Having less equity actually limits your options, said Malinsky. Adding additional funding for programs that can facilitate home modifications can also make a big difference for senior homeowners' quality of life. And over the past couple of years, the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development has really stepped up to the plate when it comes to housing security for seniors. They show that they're paying attention to the emerging housing needs of our older population, and they've done so by creating programs which allow for age-minded home renovations. Now, HUD has issued $15 million in grants in mid-2022 and early 2023, which are designed to help with health and safety home repairs for low-income seniors, and bravo to them. By 2040, it is estimated that 20% of the population will be over 65 years old, said HUD Secretary Marcia Fudge in August 2022. We must allow our nation's seniors to age in place with dignity. This funding will give seniors the flexibility to make changes to their existing homes, changes that will keep them safe and allow them to gracefully adjust to their changes in lifestyles. And I agree 100%. And that is the focus, making sure that our seniors are taken care of and can age in place. Other recent data suggests that home renovations may come with a burdensome economic cost for most older Americans, and amplifying that potential importance of assistance of programs which they can tap into so they can make those needed repairs to age in place. And some reverse mortgage companies have also invested in their own home modification programs. Now, before their merger, Finance of America Reverse, or FAR as we know them, and American Advisors Group, or AAG, had explored different options in the modification arena, with FAR actually acquiring a home modification lending program that actually continues to this day. And that's a wrap for this episode of HECM World Weekly. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you've not done so, be sure to subscribe to the show. You can do that on YouTube. Of course, you'll always find us here on HECM World. And if you can't watch sometime, that's okay. We have an audio version. You'll find us on Apple Music, Spotify, and on Podbean. Thanks again for joining us, and be sure to return next week for the reverse mortgage news that we curate for you here at HECM World, so you stay informed on the latest developments in our industry. Have a great week.